Hello.
Josie?
Hello?
You're in your closet, which is fantastic.
Yes, I follow the rules.
Monica, appreciate
so good.
So silky. Where in the country are you? You don't have to be super specific.
Yeah, I'll keep it vague just for patient privacy. I'm in the northwestern quadrant of the U.S.
Okay, wonderful,
Great.
wonderful. You're our second Northwest caller
Yeah,
today.
but the other one's story wasn't in the Northwest. So
Good
that's,
point. She just was currently practicing. You're right. I assume you're in medicine?
Yes, I've been a nurse for 11 years and always like in a larger metropolitan area.
Where the action is?
Yeah, where the action is.
I don't want to use the wrong word here, but are you a bit of an arousal junkie?
Yes, being a nurse, you see some shit. The messiness of being human is on full display.
It's apex.
It just excites me. Like whenever I see something really shocking, I'm immediately like, okay, this is a story. I can't wait to get off work and tell my husband about this. So yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
I couldn't do the job for so many reasons because it's the hardest job in America. That's why we love the nurses. There'd be so much like duty stuff that would be hard for me. But I am also drawn to it because I think the excitement and how quickly a shift, I imagine, goes by. Does it just blow by?
Totally. Because I work 12-hour shifts. And if I work like an 8 or something, I feel like I'm barely there. I mean, I've done so many like nasty things. Like I make the joke, like if I wear gloves, I can touch anything.
All you need is your gloves. And then just quickly, if you had to ballpark, how many foreign objects in body have you seen in 11 years?
More than 5, I'd say. Like I've seen multiple rectum. Swallowing is like a really big thing. People swallow stuff. I've seen urethral sounding. I had a guy that was putting objects through his urethra to masturbate.
To masturbate?
Yeah, so yeah, like pens, and he was getting all kinds of infections because of it. People do wild things.
So he put a ballpoint pen in there and then jerked off with the pen in there?
It's a thing. We like Googled it afterwards. And then, I mean, like I had a lady who was injecting meth in her butt.
Wow. Okay, so please tell us about this particular story.
Okay, so like I said, I've been a nurse 11 years, and this is one of those shifts where right away I got report and I was like, here's a story. So when you're a nurse, you come in for your shift and you get report from the previous nurse and they tell you everything about your patients. And this nurse just kind of gets right into it. You know, she goes, this is a young adult female.
It's our first female.
It's our first.
Came into the emergency department with complaints of putting multiple razor blades, inserting it into her vagina.
No!
And then she super glued it shut.
I gotta go.
Super glued it shut.
She super glued the vaginal opening and then the labia majora all the way together.
Oh my, she was so mad. She's going to pack it full of razor blades and seal it up for good.
Razors!
Oh, no,
I can't.
And imagine like if you like did crunches or like bending. No Kegels, yeah.
Okay, so just wait. I gotta back up. We're still clear. So we still don't have a female rectal. I feel like I know the world a little better now. Okay, I wasn't prepared for a female anal. Okay, holy
I wish it'd be way
smokes.
better. I'd rather have razor blades up the ass than the vagina.
I think there's more room in your vagina.
No, it's so tender in there.
Well, it certainly is, and that's why we like going there. But you also can pass a baby head through there. I don't know. I don't know what's better or worse.
I hate this.
And usually people are kind of shy and like secretive when they first come into the emergency department with the foreign object, right? Like they're embarrassed. She just came right out and said it, even though her lips were sealed.
Oh, wait, really quick. So you said 20s?
Yeah, young adult female. I don't want to get too into the weeds.
But I guess what I want to know is, did you get a read immediately? Like, did you have a sense that the person was sane or not?
So we're going to get to
Okay.
I don't want to spoil that.
Okay,
so
great.
This is a medical emergency because she couldn't pee. So she's complaining that her bladder's super full. And we did a bladder scan, which is like a ultrasound device, a little wand you just wave over their bladder. Dax, you probably had one when you had your little incident.
I'm having PTSD hearing about it.
Yeah. So it was very full. So we need to address this right away. I think it just became clear this is going to be too painful, too complicated to do in the emergency department. So they had to book an OR, put her under general anesthesia. And there are solvents and things that can help disintegrate the glue. But the vagina, like we said, it's like a sensitive mucous membrane. So imagine like acetone or something on your vagina, like
gooby gone.
It would burn so bad. So I don't know like if they used a scalpel or what. I wasn't in there, but I know that there was no wound or stitches or anything afterwards. They were able to separate it, put a catheter in, drain the bladder, and all is well. You know, they could take the catheter right out. It didn't have to stay in. And then she came up to the post-op floor where I was working, and I took care of her from there.
I have a bad habit of getting ahead, but did they address the razor blades while they were under?
Of course, they took out the razor blades.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
also
they
was
put the
wondering.
speculum in, and then they found the razor blades.
I guess not too much damage actually either there. So yeah, she got lucky. So the why, which is like everyone wants to know, is this is a ding ding ding. She had Munchausen's.
Stop it.
Monica, this is an all-in-one.
My brain
and
can't.
CTE? Induced by CTE.
My brain feels crazy because
But the
also
second time it came up
exactly
today.
second time Munchausen's came up today, and we haven't talked about Munchausen's in so long.
How do you start figuring that part out?
To define Munchausen's for any listeners that don't know, it's a psychological condition where a person purposefully and intentionally hurts themselves or fakes an illness or causes an injury with the primary motivation to get care from hospital staff. So they want the care and attention is like the main point, or from like family.
It's kind of sad when
Of
you really.
course it's
yeah,
sad.
I know.
Pretty immediately, I like am able to empathize. And this is like a young person too, right? So childhood's not that far away. And like I'm a mom. So like I'm just picturing like this was a little kid
Yeah.
who somehow learned this is the best means to get attention and love.
We've seen, yeah.
But still, these people cause like a ton of wreckage. They hurt themselves. They hurt people around them. It's like an expense to the hospital system. Like we have to address all this. So with Munchausen, there's a really specific treatment plan too. So the psychiatrist had a note in her chart that told us exactly how to treat her. So you don't admit to inpatient psych because that would just further reinforce the drive to hurt themselves. Keep conversations super surface level. Do not get emotional. Don't get personal. Don't give her a ton of attention. Don't help with any activities of daily living. Like don't wipe or feed her. She might manipulate you into trying to do things like that. Minimal interaction. Make it as least stimulating as possible. Just kind of get in, get out.
Yeah. Wow. So fascinating.
I know.
And it's a lot of mental gymnastics as a nurse because like we're just used to being like a caregiver. So it was very different. Oh, the other thing is there was like some kind of suicide precaution. So like we had to remove anything from the room she could hurt herself with, but we didn't do a one-to-one staff because we didn't want her to have that much attention. So we had her on a camera room, but then we didn't tell her she was on a camera room because we didn't want her to know she had like any special treatment or anything.
The tightrope you guys are walking is
Oh.
bonkers. You think you're dealing with one thing, razor blades in a vagina, and no, you're dealing with now Munchausen, like a much bigger project.
But how did you know she had Munchausen?
It was in her chart.
It was in her chart. Yeah.
Oh,
a
because she
history
had
of
been
it.
there many times.
Yeah. So the story goes on. I'm taking care of her on the post-op floor. And then pretty early on in the shift around lunchtime, I get a discharge order. So I go in the room and I tell her, hey, you're going to discharge. I print out her paperwork and she calls family and says it's going to be like an hour or two until they come. And she asked if she could have her homework because she's in school and was a student. So I'm thinking like, ooh, like, I don't really trust this person, but also, I don't know, she already has a rough life. Like, I don't want to hinder life anymore.
You don't know what part's going to be a payoff for her. Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm thinking like the doctor gave her the discharge order, discontinued some of those suicide precautions. I still have her in a camera room. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just be careful. So I go and I unlock the cabinet. I take out her backpack and she tells me which binder she wants and textbook. And I'm like, okay. And I give her one pen. And the pen I was worried about, I'm like, ooh, what's this pen?
Yeah.
And then I flipped through all the pages of the binder and the textbook. I even like picked them up and I shook them to see if anything would fall out. It seemed safe. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be okay. And I let her have them and I leave the room. I'm not even kidding. 2 minutes later, she hits the call light and says, I swallowed a razor blade.
What? Wait, what?
I swallowed a razor blade.
Also, how?
She somehow had razor blades in her trapper keeper.
She, even after you shook it, what the fuck? Oh my
They're
God.
everywhere.
She had like a contingency plan.
Ew, this is so scary,
Oh.
actually.
Yeah. So I go in the room and I'm like, okay, don't make a big reaction, right? You don't want to give her attention and I'll have emotion. So I just go in and I was like, hey, what happened? She goes, I swallowed a razor blade. And I was like, where did you get it? And she shows me, you know, like a 3-ring binder, how it has that thin plastic lining, like over the cardboard cover. So there was like a 1-inch slit in the
Oh my
seam.
God.
And she like shows it to me and she goes, I hid razor blades in here.
I feel
Yeah, what is your
very
reaction? Okay.
scared.
I just like, okay, well, I'm going to call the doctor. I call the doctor and she's like one of my favorite doctors. So she's super cool about it. And she's just like, Jesus Christ. Orders a chest x-ray and clear as day, just razor blade right in the esophagus. You can see it.
Oh my gosh. How do we get that out of there?
So we had to cancel her discharge. And then they did an EGD. They can just put something down there with the scope and then pull it out.
I cannot believe this woman didn't have massive bleeding on either end.
I know.
Sometimes these people just come in like repeatedly with these like self-harm behaviors over and over. So it's super sad.
Yeah, that would be the part that would be hard for me to navigate in your job is like when you know it's going to be repetitive. I don't know how I'd handle that. I would be resentful at those people. I mean, that's what it would be. I think on their third trip, I'd be like, fuck this, dude. There are people that are really, it'd be hard.
It's really hard to keep boundaries, but also like you have to treat someone whenever they come into the emergency room. Like you have to get the razor blade out.
Yeah. The only thing that's new about this from my previous understanding of Munchausen was just like, I thought they were trying to act like it was an act of nature or God, but there's no way someone gets razor blades in their throat.
Well, she said I swallowed it.
I know.
I know.
So it's
I
like,
thought the same thing.
It's like you can't be faking.
Yeah, maybe they fake it more with family. I'm not sure. And then hospital staff, it's just like really apparent. But people get really good and creative. And like you said, like it's really common among healthcare workers. People that are really good at navigating the system. I think they're like the most successful at it.
Nurses have like the highest rate. Yeah.
From beginning to end, that was horrifying.
There's so much to be grateful for that you just aren't. Like, I'm not at all needing Munchausens to feel seen.
I know.
Oh.
Swallowing razor blades.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's so extreme.
To me, I'm like, this is Munchausen's mixed with psychopathy. I mean, looking you in the face and saying, this is where I hit it, that is Silence of the Lambs.
There was like a weird vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Josie, this has been a delight. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. It was so good to talk to you. And yeah, have a good rest of your day.
All right, take care. Carry on the good work.
All right, see ya.
All right, bye.